Hello, my name is David Jones from Presto Music School. In this video we're going to give you really cool handy hints and tips on how to put two hands together for the piano and keyboard. So we like to call this our triangle practice. You'll see why it's called triangle practice in a second. You can see I've drawn a treble clef and a bass clef on the board, but don't worry if you don't read music. You don't need to be able to read music to do this little exercise. All you need to do first of all is, for whatever section you're working on, whether it's a bit that you're listening to off YouTube or CD player or something like that, or if it's something that you're working out, just work a small section out right hand only. Even if you're reading music, just play a few bars right hand only. And then once you've done that, obviously you'll get better and better at it, and it'll get faster and faster, because that's what happens when you get good at something. And then work on the left hand only. It really does help here if you do read the music, but it's not necessary. It's not an absolute vital thing that you have to do. You don't have to be able to read the music, but it does help. And then you work on left hand only, and as you know, it gets better and better as you play left hand only. And then now we do both hands. Okay, so you can play both hands, put both hands together, and that's obviously easier if you're reading the music as well, because you can see exactly which notes go with which, which right hand notes go with which left hand notes. But if you're watching a video on YouTube or something and learning how to put two hands together, you do that too. That's what you do next. Now you know as well as I that when you put both hands together you get better and better at something, and now it starts to speed up. So something you need to think about here now. You've got really good at the right hand and that started to get better and it started to get faster. And then you did left hand only and that started to get faster as it got better. And then you put the two hands together. Now you've just learnt something. If you learnt the sound of it, you've learnt the feel of it. And when you come to put the two hands together, everything slows back down again. Because it slows back down, you now don't recognise the music because it doesn't feel the same and it doesn't sound the same. So now what you need to do is you need to go back to right hand only. So learn the right hand, learn the left hand, put both hands together, and then when you learn the speed, when you hear the speed, that you can play that with both hands just that little bit slower because you're putting it together for the first time. Once you get used to that speed, that tempo, you need to go back to right hand only. And now slow the right hand down for this very small section that you're working on. Slow the right hand down to that speed. And then you play the left hand only at that speed. And then play both hands again, and it'll be a little bit easier, but not much. But you're keeping the tempo nice and steady. Okay, so extra handy hints and tips. Make sure you're standing or sitting up nice and straight. You can stand up if you wish. Make sure you're sitting up nice and straight. Play right hand, left hand, both hands together. But then make sure that you're sitting up nice and straight, because that way your muscle memory is always the same. Think about it. If you sat up nice and straight, you've always got the same posture. You've got the same place that you sat at the keyboard. If sometimes you sit and you do one hand like this, one hand like that, and one hand like this, and all that kind of stuff, then the way that you're sitting at the keyboard is completely different every time. Whereas if you're always sat up nice and straight with the same notes directly in front of you, everything is much easier. Small sections, put it together like this, you'll be whizzing along in no time. Please do subscribe for more videos on YouTube. Good to see you. We'll see you next time. Cheers.